In this video, we're going to focus on permutations and combinations. But what exactly is a permutation and how is it different from a combination? A permutation is associated with arranging things in different order. Combination is simply concerned about combining things. For permutations, the order matters, but for combination, the order does not matter. I guess the best way to explain this is with an example. Let's say if we have three letters A, B, C. We could arrange them in this order A, B, C, or we could say C, A, B. Now, even though we have the same three letters, the order is different. So these are two different permutations. The number of permutation is 2. However, the number of combination is 1. These two are considered to be the same terms of a combination or in terms of permutation. They are considered to be two separate things. So just make sure you understand that permutation, the order matters the same. The way you arrange, it matters. And for combination, the order doesn't matter. You just want to combine things. So if you have ABC and CAB, you still have the same three letters combined. In a group, so for a combination, they're the same. Let's use another example to illustrate. Let's say if we have four letters A, B, C, and D. And let's choose two or of the four letters, and how many different ways can we arrange two of the four letters, and also how different ways we can combine two or of the four letters. Make a list and use that to determine the number of permutations and combinations of choosing two out of the four, and then we'll talk about how to use an equation to get that same answer. So you can choose AB, and can choose AC. We could choose AD. We can choose BA, BC, and BD. We're only using each letter once every time we select two out of the four. We could also use CA, CB, CD, and also DA, DB, DB, DA, DB, and DC. So notice that there's a total of 12 different ways we can arrange two out of the four letters. So number of the permutation in this example is equal to 12. Now what about the combination? Now if you recall, for the combination, the order doesn't matter. So take a look at AB and BA. In terms of permutation, these are counted as two separate things, but for a combination, you're combining the same letters, and since the order doesn't matter, for a combination, they are counted once as a combination. So if we're going to count AB, we can count BA. If we're going to count, let's say AC, we can count it on account of CA. If we're going to count AD, we can take into account DA. If we're going to use BC, we need to get rid of CD. If we're going to use BD, we can't use DB. And finally, if we're going to use CD, CD. CD, we got to get rid of DC. So notice that the number of combination is equal to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you can clearly see the difference between a permutation and a combination. So just remember, a permutation, the order of matters, and the combination, the orders does not matter. Now, how can we calculate these answers? Is there an easier way in which we can find the value as opposed to making a list of all the different possibilities? The first equation needs to know is, it is not a name. NBR. This helps you calculate the permutation. Now, these 4 letters in which use into, so it's going to be 4 P 2, which is in 2 out of a group of 4. Now the equation NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. In this case, you can see that n is 4 and r is 2. So n minus r, that's going to be 4 minus 2. Minus 2. So 2. Now 4 minus 2 is 2. So we have 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial. So what exactly is 4 factorial? 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You start with this number and you multiply 4 by every integer all the way to 1. 2 factorial is simple. 2 times 1. So we can cancel 2 times 1 and we're left with 4 times 3. And we know that 4 times 3 is equal to 12, which is what we have here. Now, how can we calculate combination? What is the formula that we can use? is equal to n factorial n minus r factorial divided by r factorial. So basically, in terms of a permutation, a combination is equal to NPR divided by R factorial, and this portion right here is NPR, and then divided by R. So we have 4CR in this example. So 4 factorial. So n is 4 and r is 2. So this is equivalent to 4 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 2 factorial. And we know that 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 2 factorial is 2 times 1 times 1. And we have another 2 factorial. It turns out that 2 times 2 equals 4. So we can cancel those 2's with a 4 in the top. We'd ignore 1 because 1 times anything won't change the value. So what we have left over is 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So now you understand. How to use equation, and also you understand how to make a list of determine the number of permutations and combinations. And now that's it for this video. That's all I got. So thanks for watching and have a great day.